Growing up in Ibadan, Ayo Adams always knew he saw the world a little differently. While other kids dreamed of becoming doctors or engineers, Ayo found himself drawn to stories, the kind told on stage, through music and through dance, in the everyday moments of life. That love for storytelling eventually led him to study theatre arts at the university, a decision that would shape not only his creative path, but his entire life. Today, Ayo Adams is a name many recognize, whether it's through his vibrant digital content, his documentary films, or his role as a culture influencer for a generation of young Africans finding their voice. But behind the polished videos and curated feeds is a journey filled with discovery, hustle, and the courage to carve a different kind of career. In this episode, I sit down with Ayo to talk about where it all began, his childhood, his creative roots, and how he's using his voice to shape culture in Nigeria and beyond. This is a story about passion, purpose, and the power of telling your own story, your own way. My name is Fola Folayan, and this is Minding Your Business Africa.
Looking for real African stories that go beyond the headlines? Welcome to Africa Talks, a network that brings you stories from across the continent, exploring social issues, uncovering underreported news, and creating space for real conversations. Africa Talks is about honest dialogue, strong journalism, and African perspectives that inform and inspire. Visit africatalks.org to listen to your favorite shows. Africa Talks. When Africa speaks, the world listens.
Hey Ayo, how are you?
I'm very well, and it's so nice speaking to you.
See, as you're sounding very serious.
Oh, no, I know this is serious because you turned on the mic.
Okay, you know what? A lot of people know you on the internet. They know your work. I would not say they really know you, but they know your work. They see your videos. They see a lot of the contents that you do. I think that your content started becoming mainstream around the time you started to post a lot of cultural stories, and then after a while, you started to do more documentaries about everyday Nigerians. And then people didn't really know who you looked like or what you looked like rather, until you started to show your face in the videos, making vox pops and Q&As on the streets and things like that. But I do know that you have an academic background in theater and performance art. So let's start from the very beginning. Who is Ayo Adams?
I was born in Ibadan, Nigeria. Particularly, I was born in Yemetu Aladorin.
Okay.
Our house used to be opposite Salem Baptist Church. I attended Art and Soul Nursery Primary School. It was a private primary school, and after that, we used to do a lot of playlets. Yes.
Even in primary school?
Yeah, in primary school then. We used to do a lot of playlets in that primary school. And when it's time for end of year party in that school, or in that area, let me say, a lot of people always look forward to our own playlets, like the playlets from our own school, because the teachers and students, they are always very invested into the production. Me, myself, I was very much interested. There was a time that they tried to remove me from one cultural dance performance because I was not getting the steps.
Oh.
Yes. But I was determined I wanted to be in that performance. So they removed me, fine. But I was looking at them and I was trying to get the steps. So I was going to the rehearsal. And when I had confidence that, I can do this now, I joined them again, and then I begged the auntie, I can do the dance, and then they added me back.
And you joined them and became good at it.
And I was part of the performance. But in my class, I think that I know there are other boys that were kind of very much outspoken too. But me myself, I was one of the people that I was outspoken in that class. So when it's time to do certain curricular activities, they used to add me. In fact, they will be looking for me.
Wow.
I fell sick one time that I didn't go to school. And the teachers, they came to beg my parents in the house because when it is almost like a week to the end of their performance, the the headmaster and the proprietor, they will sit down. It's like a preview showcase that you do. So they'll ask each class to come and preview what they have for the year. So, but me, I think I was like the lead actor for my class, and I was sick. I was at home,
Wow.
and our house was not far from the school.
So the teachers had to come and
Yeah,
ask.
they
for
came
your
to our
parents
house,
to
and
let
my
you
mother
come.
said, "Please help me to look after him. He should come back at least probably in the next 2 hours or so."
Yeah.
They didn't let me go back home that day, but I was happy to go there. So we did rehearsal, and then we did our own showcase too,
Yeah.
and it was good.
So could you say that that's where your love for theater came?
So it was from the primary school that I started developing interest in performance art.
Okay.
The final phase of primary school was primary 6, and
Yeah.
for them, they take this performance thing, they take it really
Take it
serious.
seriously. Okay.
I think the title of the play then was The Incorruptible Judge.
Hey,
So,
Agbala Oweri.
The Incorruptible Judge or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But if it was not it was the Impartial Judgment. We did the Incorruptible Judge too. But
Okay.
mine was, the play that we did then was the Impartial Judgment. I was a son to a judge.
Okay.
So, and I think I was wayward according to the character. I was wayward, and they were expecting my father to pass a very fair judgment to me.
Yeah.
But my father was very impartial.
Was very impartial. So he
Yes.
treated you like every other son or every other person.
One highlight that I remember from my primary school was this. May God, bless our soul now. Our primary school teacher, like the our class teacher in primary 4. Me and her daughter were friends now. Marvelous. She brought this play then. I think it was the Boomerang or something. And then they still wanted me to play the lead character. And the character was professing love to a girl. And it was sounding awkward to me.
Really? Why?
I don't know. The things that
the character was saying, they didn't sound like what can come out of your mouth.
It sounded like it was too, it was beyond my age.
Yeah.
So, but she didn't know why I was very reluctant
Awkward,
to play the role. But I gave them problem. Yes, I gave them problem because I was not interested in doing it. I was just I know I know that the woman had a tough time with it, and then I think they changed the play. They changed the play. I didn't do it though. Yeah, I didn't do the character. I didn't play that particular character. So a lot of them, they were giving me lead characters because I could easily cram lines. From page to pages. I could cram lines and
memorize lines.
Yeah, I could memorize a lot of lines, and then I did it for a very long time. The only place that I think that I didn't do well was in sports. I tried to run in one of
I would have been surprised because you look quite athletic. You look like you're strong. You could play sports.
I think that because I was not practicing so much for it, it was
no, you were not
something
interested.
Yes.
Yeah.
So after the primary school, we proceeded to secondary school, and I still did curricular activities in secondary school. Some people that said I cannot sing now, they were not in my secondary school.
You could sing in secondary school.
I still believe that I can sing. It's not even about, do you think, your voice is not good? Me.
Okay. I've heard you sing. I've heard you sing Akpala. I've heard you sing Fuji. I know that I do very well with all those things. You have good tone.
I tell people that I think that the thing is that me, I have a spirit of performance in me. My mother had Yoruba novels. We had Bojo Odeni Nugboru Mole, Bojo Odeni Nugboru Lodumare. They were first covers, like the first edition of those books.
Because I've always wondered, like, your Yoruba reading and writing is very, very good. And for a lot of Nigerian students that I know, that even in primary and secondary school, you take these subjects, it can be very challenging. Sometimes you learn it in school just to pass exams, and after that would be the end of it. So it stayed with you even
I
from
took it from
school.
school.
But
I
then
took
it's
it from
lucky
home.
because you have it at home.
Yes, it's because it was something that my mother was interested in. My mother, if
Aha.
she, my mother should see a novel with you now, she will tell you when you are done.
She wants to read
I
too.
want to read. I went straight to the university, and
Nice.
then I gained admission for performing arts. It was in October, and me, I came late. I think I came with the third batch.
Oh.
Yes, and in fact, they have started rehearsals for our induction.
Oh wow.
Because when you come in 100 level, then the theatre arts department they have a usual process that you follow for 100 level students. They need
I
to,
noticed they have these induction ceremonies where they dress some kind of
yes,
funny way and do all sorts of
it's
ritual
not
sound
funny. It's like
looking
just like
things.
in fact, then they will ask you to go back home to go and gather 4 coins.
4 coins.
Yes, that is like a symbolism for the number of years you spend in the university.
1 coin for 1 year.
1 coin for 1 year, another coin for another coin for another coin for another.
Whose idea started this whole induction ceremony thing? Do you know?
I think that it's just the founding fathers of the theater,
Really?
and it was a kind of establishment that was put in place to show people that you see this place that you're coming to, it is meant for serious business. Because
Okay.
during induction, they try to show you how to manage time. When they tell you 7 o'clock is 7 o'clock, you don't come there 7:01.
Okay.
And when they tell you this rehearsal ends 6:59, everybody
It has
will
to
leave
end.
by 6:59. It ends by 6:59. So the induction process is where you go to come and find out where you actually fit in. Like it's like a first contact into their department.
Okay.
So you get to like find out that, oh, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. You stand up. They just tell you who can sing.
Wow.
Yes, and then you come outside and say, I can sing. Who can do this role? This guy is not doing it. Or can you do it? Oh yes, I can do it. I stood
Okay.
up at the point, but I came late. Yes, when I think they had issue with one actor in my class, and then they said, "Who wants to challenge this person's role?" But me, I came very late. But I still stood up.
You
I
still
said,
stood
"Oh,"
up
I
and
said, "I can
volunteered.
challenge his role." And then also there was one part of the induction that is quite intriguing. They called that part the concentration exercise.
Okay.
They pair boys and girls, they pair them together like pair of twos, pair of two, pair of two, pair of two. And then what they ask you to do is that I think the guy will lie flat on the floor in the back, and then the lady that they are pairing you with, because it comes as a surprise, you would never know what you want to do.
So they always pair a man and a woman.
Yes,
Okay.
for our set, I don't know if they still do it anymore, but for
Okay.
our set, they did that for us. And
Okay.
then, everybody was just shocked when it was time to do the actual challenge. So they tell you, oh, so all ladies standing beside a guy, lie flat
On them.
on them.
Why?
Oh, because now they need to know if you, the man, if you are going to get aroused.
Of what's relevance
It is important.
that
Yes, it is important.
to coming into a department?
It is very important because you do more of practical works in that department. It is more of you do performance every time. And sometimes you see when they pair actors together, some of them lose focus easily. You pair an actor together, you pair two people together today because they do rehearsal straight for 3 months or they do rehearsal straight for 2 months. What you see is that they are falling in love with each other.
Proximity.
And when it's time to perform, you just discover that it is either the ladies forgetting the lines or the guy.
Because now they are in love now.
Yes, because the guy is forgetting the lines. So they actually do all those things to show you that, oh, you need to concentrate. Fine. They are not saying you guys should not fall in love.
So they test your concentration.
They test your concentration level with extreme
if you fail, what happens to you?
You do it again.
Okay.
If
You're not
you
going
fail,
to get kicked out.
No, they don't kick you out of the department. These things,
Okay.
You see this induction process. It is not managed by lecturers.
Okay. Fellow students manage it.
It is fellow students that manage the induction process. I think I was looking at one of my inductor on the internet earlier today on Facebook, and then first of all, when we're doing it, I hated them. But it was after and the years passed by, and I think this induction process helped my life to plan
Yeah.
my journey because
Gave you discipline,
yeah,
gave
it
you
actually helped me to
focus.
focus. So that was it. They don't kick you out. Even me, I was an inductor.
Okay.
By 300 level, they
You
make you.
started inducting the new
Yes, you
ones.
know, you just do it once. When it's time, when you get to 300 level,
Mm.
you are likely going to be an inductor by virtue of what you've done in 100 level and 200 level.
Okay.
In final year, I directed my own final project. I did about Macaulay and the Spirit of Lagos
Mm.
by Akin Shola. I met Akin Shola that year because I took a copy of the production to his
To
house in
him.
Ibadan.
Oh.
Oh, and he said, oh, then when he saw me, he said, say, he's not saw you, but I told him, they said, yes, we're doing a lot of work. We're trying to speak Yoruba language. And that time I was using, in 300 level, I used Tunde Kelani Saurode
Okay.
for my mini project.
Mm.
I was actually interested in his own kind of storytelling.
Why?
Because it was very unique. And it was actually the strength of his own storytelling was because it was biting into culture.
Okay.
So I like the angle of culture in his storytelling and the way they were using language. You know, when they want to use language in Tunde Kelani's work, it is pure. And also because the approach was simple.
Okay.
It is a very simple storytelling, but the memories, it stays with whoever
Yeah.
sees it forever.
And I think that Shaorede too has one of the things that made it memorable for a lot of people who watched it was the dialogue. It has so many lines that you can't just forget.
They were, because the person who wrote the novel itself
Yes.
was a professor of language
That
and
makes sense.
and
Because the
culture.
language is so very colorful.
It's very rich. So I used Shaurode in my 308 project. That was a
Okay.
mini project that you do in 300 level. It's like, they use that one to prepare you
For your graduation.
for your main project in 400 level.
Hmm.
So then I started studying his own works, and then we were reading some papers too. I read about festivals in different journals.
Okay.
I was reading
Okay.
about festivals in journals. I was reading about rituals.
Hmm.
So it was in that department that some concepts got broken down to us,
Okay.
like rites, like rituals, because our lecturers were using day-to-day language. They will tell you, you see, rite is something you do every day. Now, ritual is a series of rites that you do. That consider that every day when you wake up, the first thing you do is to go and wash your teeth. Or sorry, is to go and brush your teeth. That's a rite. If you brush your teeth and then you go to where your food is, that's now
That's
another
it.
rite.
Okay.
If you now move from that place to another point in your house, you put everything together.
So the collection of rites
becomes
makes
ritual.
a ritual.
And that ritual now become culture if you leave it for someone else to keep doing it. If I instill the way that I am doing what I am doing into my children, that when daddy wakes up, he will first of all stamp his 2 feet on the
On the
floor.
ground.
Pa, 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 pa. So when I'm no longer there and they keep doing it,
It becomes a culture of the family.
It
Yeah.
means they have adopted my rituals to become the culture of the family. And that is why people always say culture is dynamic. It means it can change.
Because it can change. Yes.
So if my child comes tomorrow and says, this thing that my daddy has been doing doesn't, I don't think it makes sense.
I'm glad you bring out this, I'm glad you're bringing up this idea of culture and how dynamic it is and how it can change. Because when I started to see your work, the first time I started seeing your work, you were very intentional about documenting culture and making a lot of cultural content. Did you feel at that time that it was a necessary thing to do, or were you just doing it because it's something you enjoyed and you liked?
So the reason why I even took it very seriously was because of misinformation.
Okay, misinformation in culture.
Yes, it was one, there was misinformation in culture, then there was also misrepresentation
Can you give me an
in
example?
the storytelling. So the one that stood out for me was that aláàrù lóyìnbó. Ẹni tí ò ṣe bí aláàrù lóyìnbó kò lè ṣe bí adégbọ̀ọ́rọ̀ lọ́jà ọba.
Okay.
You know? everybody, when I go online, I just see different pictures about
Mm.
Adigboro. But the pictures were not even Adigboro. Nobody has a
Who
picture of
is Adigboro?
Adigboro. Adigboro was believed to be someone that left Ibadan to go and also in Lagos, and then he made it big and came back to come and build a house at Ojaba. But he didn't build
Ah,
any house at Ojaba.
really?
Yes, they didn't build any house there.
So how did the story
Adigboro's
happen?
Adigboro's compound is I actually had a very documented story of Adigboro on my YouTube channel. But
Mm.
Adigboro's compound is at Idiarere.
Hmm.
So it was because I didn't like the fact that people kept on spinning
Pinning stories.
the stories that was not true about this
Mm.
particular subject. Because even the family said, oh, they don't know if the story is genuine or maybe it's just like a morality story.
Mm.
Do you,
Something that you just tell to pass
yeah,
across a
like you
message.
get it. But the way people
Yeah.
kept on going about it, they made it look like, oh, that was a real story.
Uh-huh.
So
And it's becoming their family legacy.
so I
Yeah.
had to like I go out, I went out, I looked for the head of the family at that point in time. It
Mm.
was a professor at the University of Ibadan, Professor
Okay.
Adire Miraji. And then we sat down together, we were working on the materials that were available, and
Mm.
he narrated what he understands about the whole thing. So that was
Push that
I pushed
content.
it out. Of course, it was not even the first one that I pushed out, but I pushed it out. And I realized a lot of people learned from that story.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So
Mm.
there were also other people's story that people were not spotlighting,
Mm.
like the Adebisi Diko story, because that was the first one that went viral.
Okay.
It was the Adebisi Diko story, the man who had a mansion at Ibadan, where people were saying, oh, there's a 99, people always talk about a 99
Room
room mansion
mansion. Yes.
in
I
Ibadan.
think I saw something like that on the
I was the
internet.
first person to actually take an interior tour of that house in
Oh.
2020.
Whose house was that?
It was, I don't say, Adebisi Dikon's mansion. It was a cocoa merchant. He
Hmm.
was rich and close to his own house too. Was also another man's mansion, Salami Agbaje's mansion. Those were rich Ibadan
People.
businessmen.
Hmm.
So, I just took it upon myself. I gathered materials that I saw from different places, tried to fit out what is real, what is not real, and then I put it together. When I had gathered visuals for it, I did not have money to pay someone to narrate it.
Yeah.
So I wrote the script. I went into my bedroom. I put a cloth over my phone speaker, and then I did the voiceover myself.
Seriously.
Yes, I did
Wow.
the voiceover, and then I laid it on the video.
Hmm.
No one even taught me how to edit videos. I was learning by watching YouTube. YouTube.
Really?
Yes, I was
So
watching
your
YouTube.
video editing and skills are all self-taught.
Yes, I was
You
watching.
didn't learn it in school, like
No,
as
you.
part of the courses
I
that
have
you
a
took.
background about filming in school,
Mm,
but
mm.
we didn't do so much practical of how to edit videos. Even when
Wow.
we were editing our 303, we hired the video editor that I sat down with all through the night to edit our video. And you know, things like that, you go out and you go and expand and
Yeah.
add to your skills. So I
Yeah.
went out there to go and add to my own skill.
Hmm.
So after all that, I just pushed out that video on Twitter and I left. I did, and then I came back,
And you had gone
and
viral.
it was everywhere.
Wow.
People were saying, "Oh, I learned new thing today. I learned
Mm-hmm.
something different. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
just discovered this." And then because I realized that a lot of it's was a learning point for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
I took it upon myself to go and look for untold stories
Yeah.
of places. And away from untold stories of places, there were just random Nigerians that were going viral.
Mm.
And I was tracing them. I was
Yeah.
tracing
Yeah.
some of those people.
Find them,
Ehen.
tell their
So when
stories.
I
Yeah.
traced one guy, I think his name was Waris or something. I traced him, and then I said, "Oh, sorry, what happened on the day you wore this Ankara that?"
Is it or not or no
Yeah,
worries?
well, of course, I know that it looks like a very small thing to a lot of
Yeah.
people, but
Yeah.
to me, I was just curious, and I was like, "Why? What happened?"
You know the way I see it? I see it as you just telling the stories of regular everyday people. And it's important we have those stories documented because when everybody decides to go and shoot celebrities, shoots one big time house, one big time thing, it kind of leaves a lot of the regular people unseen and unheard. And then I think that in generations to come, um, they should be able to know how average people lived and who these average people,
Also, I
were.
think it was because we couldn't allow some of them go under the radar.
That is
Some of the
true.
things that they were doing shaped trends.
Yeah.
Some of the things that they were doing shaped
So
trends.
it would be unfair to just leave
Like,
them
oh, so who said this thing
untold.
first?
Yeah. And someone else will claim it.
So who said this thing
Yeah.
first? We need to know who said it first.
Yeah.
Why these days now, when you hear the mention of Waris in some places in Ibadan, they will add Tono to the person's to the person's
Yes.
name.
Yes.
And it came from somewhere.
Hmm.
There are some houses that when they give it, when they christen a boy now, Yusuf, you just know that that boy has Olatunji in his name.
Ah, named after the famous musician.
Yeah, my cousin is Yusuf, and if you want to call his full name, you call him Yusuf
Yusuf
Olatunji.
Latoji. Interesting. Let's talk about, your career progression as, you graduated, you studied theater, you did your first and second degree studying theater, and now you're in digital content, you're making, films, you're telling cultural stories, you're documenting our cultural history, especially in southwest Nigeria. At what point did you decide to make it a serious career and a serious business? Like, it crossed over from being just something you enjoy to something you do and actively earn from.
So I started with creating a community off Twitter.
Okay.
I think when I applied for a master's degree at UI, I also applied for a job in Lagos. So I went to Lagos
Oh, okay.
to become a social media manager for a TV station. And then I did 2 weeks, and then I came back for my master's program.
Yeah.
It was so difficult juggling both of
Both of
them.
them, yeah.
And that time I had created a tourism community. I just randomly put it out on Twitter and said, we are looking for people who wants to go out. It was not of my idea alone. There was one guy that
Okay.
we were just speaking on the phone that night, Ayo, and the guy said, boss man, I just dey think maybe if we just create one community of people, maybe all of us just dey waka dey comot. I said, okay, it's fine. Let me put out a tweet. Oh, so we are looking for people who are interested in going out with us for tours across Ibadan.
Wow.
So we started the tour community. We named it Tour Ibadan.
Okay.
It's still on
Still active.
active on social media. And we did a couple of tours in Ibadan. And later we just started doing Southwest tours. We went to Olumo, we went to Erin Jesha, we went to Ayinkunu, but we were touring different places in Ibadan.
Okay.
So I gathered different volunteers. I appointed somebody. I asked them, who can be an account manager? Fatima said, oh, I
I
can be
can
an
be.
account manager.
Yeah.
Toby was not even part of the people that volunteered from ground up. But I saw him on Twitter. He was posting his own photography works. And then I just
Okay.
sent him a DM. I said, brother, how you doing? I love your work. Do you want to work with us as a volunteer photographer?
And he said yes.
Yes, we are going to fund your trip. All you have to do is give us pictures. And then he said, oh, this looks like a good partnership. And then, he took it. And then I
Wow.
reached out to one of my friends. I said, brother, I have a plan. We are starting a tour community. Do you want to be a graphic designer? We are going to fund your trip. What are you saying? Then he said, oh, he's going to come on board.
I think those were back in the days when people used to just jump on projects for passion.
It was in 2018.
It's kind of hard to get that kind of response now.
So we just gathered everybody and we did tours. There was one that we did to Aduawaye. We filled up 3 or 5 buses
What?
of people to that place. And I didn't have like a starting capital. We did these things with 0 naira. Yes, we did it
Wow.
with 0 naira. So I was capturing videos too when we were going on some of those tours.
Those stores, okay.
Then I was just posting like a recap of what we went for. And then my documentary works was of course going. The point where it became serious work was when I went for a job interview.
Hmm.
And I got to, I was applying for a Yoruba language instructor job at the firm.
Okay.
The man now said, "Oh, he needs to see my social media." And that time I did a very short film about coronavirus.
Okay.
I pinned it to my Instagram, I
Yeah.
placed it on Twitter. Then he opened my Instagram,
I
and that
saw
was the
it.
first video he saw. And then he said, "Oh, maybe we would need you for something else." They wanted to offer me a part-time job before,
Ah.
but because of that single
But
video,
because of that video, now they're thinking of bigger projects.
yeah, because of that single video, they said, "Oh, how about you become our media executive?" And that was when I left the interview.
Yeah.
My number was not reachable for like probably a day or two. They were
Okay.
looking for me with the job.
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, Mr. Ayo Adams doesn't want to. Mr. Ayo Adams, don't you want to work with us?" I said, "I want to work with you." Now, my phone was particularly off at this time when you were calling me. So that was when I got a job as a media executive.
Ah, that makes
And
sense.
I was following the foundation to capture their activities. I was learning photography. My brother had a background. My brother was actually the better photographer.
Younger brother.
Yes, because he was training as a photographer. So when I got the job to be taking pictures and videos, I had knowledge of video, but I was not really good at photography. So I approached him and I told him that you need to teach me some of these things so that I would be able to do it at my workplace. So he taught me. He taught me the editing and he helped me. And I just started watching other tutorials. I kept on
Tutorials,
to
yeah. So you kept on growing,
I
you
kept
kept
on growing with
developing
it.
yourself.
Then there was an offer that came from IFRA, Institute of French Research in Africa. Then they were looking for documentary filmmakers. They were looking for one documentary filmmaker in Ibadan to help them film footages across Ibadan. Then I sent application. I wasn't expecting money, but I just sent my application because
Yeah.
I thought that because I have been doing this thing before, I thought I should just
You should try your luck and see.
go in for it. And then they shortlisted me with one other person.
Wow.
They wanted to pick one person, but now they have to pick two persons. So it was me, and they scheduled a virtual interview with me. I think it was Dr.
Wow.
Elidai. And they spoke to me and said, "Oh, Mr. Ayo, tell us about what you've done." And then he said, "We are thinking you were going to be filming at Bere and Co. Can you tell us about your risk management plan?" And then I told them, "I am used to this environment. These are the plans that I have in place to manage whatever it is going to happen." And they said, okay, they will work with me, and they were also going to work with Toby. Toby Akinde I think he's in New Orleans now. So they worked with both of us. They wanted to divide the budget that they have for just the one filmmaker. They wanted to divide it between the two of us. I said, "Oh," they wanted to say, since we were looking for just one filmmaker.
Yeah, and now we have
And
two.
now we have
Let's
two of
see if
you.
we can share
Let us
the
share it.
money
But they came back again and said they are going to pay us
separately.
for the same budget.
Amazing.
So they invited us to the Institute of African Studies to come and sign our documents, and it was real. And then they paid us. I said, "Oh,
this is
so
good.
this thing are real work." No wala. Okay, we have to be
This
serious
is
now.
good.
I have to build more portfolio. So we went around the battle. I and Toby, we just shared it. I said, "Okay, you shoot this part. Me, I will shoot this part. We'll do this for 2 days. When it is time to send the documents, me, I will send it from my office."
Yeah.
And so that was what we did, and then we got paid for it. And since we got paid for it, I said, "Oh, it means that
I can make a living out of this."
Yes, this is actually serious business.
Yeah.
And someone on my Twitter said, "All these videos you used to put on Twitter, post it on Facebook. There are audience for this kind of content
Exactly
on Facebook." And I had to go and open a Facebook page. Of course, when I started posting there, it was not getting attention at first. But
consistency.
I just posted one day, like the regular one. I didn't even care because I knew that nobody was going to see it. So I just posted and I left. I came back. I saw like 400,000 views. I said, hey?
Wow.
Who shared this video? How? Where?
So, which brings me to my next question. how do you know the content that works? Because right now it feels like you've hacked it. It feels like you have the code. It feels like your content just delivers. So, what have you learned? How do you know what worked, or what works and what doesn't work? And what informs the content that you decide to post now?
For me, I believe that any story that anyone try to pitch to me, it is worthy of telling.
Okay.
But also, I always bear in mind the kind of audience that I want to deal with.
What do you mean?
Because what the audience react to is different. So when you want to do some stories, you first of all, when they bring the story to you, you want to first of all know, is this particular subject trending? Yes. If it
Okay.
is trending, it means that, oh, you don't have to do so much work
Because
to
people are already talking about the
to
issue
sell it
anyway.
to people.
Yeah.
But if it is not trending, now you want to first of all sit down and see how you want to bring relatable elements into the story,
Okay.
so that they can see reason why they have to
pay attention.
pay attention to that story. So all those elements are what I first of all, I first of all analyze, sit down,
Okay.
and understand what matters to the audience. How will the audience receive it? Me, I try to play like a 2D audience to the content. So even there are sometimes when you interview people, you just know that the story will not sell. There is a way the interviewee will be responding. You just know,
This is not going anywhere.
we're not going to reach anywhere with this thing. Yes, because even you can be a good storyteller if the person you want to tell their story don't know how to tell the story.
Can't you help them to tell the story?
No, sometimes some stories you require that the person that is involved be the lead storyteller, so you now help them to shape it.
That makes sense.
Yes, but fine, there are stories that you can help people tell that they will not even be there at all. You just take your story from them and then
And
you
just narrate,
do it for them. But for some stories, some people insist they want to be in their own story. So
As they should.
so you have to find ways to make sure that you bring your own mastery of the work to them, to make sure that you balance it up. So this is it. How I know that. This is how I know that. This is how I position the story. I try to, when I started out, when I started taking it very seriously, I try to watch other platforms that have been in existence for a long time
Okay.
to see how they arrange their stories. And it was through observing some platforms that I realized that some storytelling do not actually have to start from the beginning. Yes, I do not have to actually start the story from good morning and may I know who is here. People who have watched a lot of my videos will know that even the name of the person that is speaking always come at the end.
I noticed that even in the video that you did a couple of days ago with me.
People will notice that a lot of names come at the end, because I realized that the story direction in the first 10 seconds
can decide whether people want to stay or not.
Am I going to stay or I will not stay? So if you are able to convince the audience
To stay.
very early,
Yeah.
they will stay. If you are unable to convince them, if they skip the video, if they are able to still see something that will convince them, immediately they skip the video, they will stay.
From experience working digital content distribution, I know that once people tune away, it's hard to get them back.
You can't bring them
Once
back.
they scrolled off,
You can't bring them back.
it's very hard to bring
Except
them back.
other people
Except
are
the
talking about it.
algorithm brings them back to you.
And they see that other people are not talking about
Yeah,
the whole thing. Oh, let me watch this thing. I think I have missed something, from the whole thing. So I keep it simple, and I lean into my own traditional language.
Yeah. Which is why I've always wanted to ask. I mean, your audience is very well known to be in indigenous Yoruba language. And, a lot of your content is also focused in the Southwest, for instance. So is that a deliberate decision, or is it just because that's where you live?
So the thing is that it is not a deliberate decision to just focus on the Southwest.
Okay.
But the stories are way too many that you before you say, let me pack my bags and start going,
Something else would have happened.
something else is already happening
Yeah.
where you are, and you can't just leave yet. And for some of those stories, I edit them, I shoot some of them. Some people still think that
You have an editor.
some of those videos, they believe it is someone else that is shooting and editing them. But what they don't know is that even me myself, I place the camera somewhere, I mark the spot of the camera, I sit down in the video, I stop it when I am done.
But do you like people shooting for you though? Because there are some filmmakers that don't trust anybody apart from their own work.
I trust some people that are now familiar with my style.
Okay.
And they know that even I don't really have problem with people. I just tell them what to do. Please, once this camera is here, don't touch it. Just be looking at it, except it stops.
So all they do is just monitor the
Yeah,
shot. They're
just
not
call
exactly
me.
doing anything.
They do not particularly, I do not ask them to please direct this shot. But if sometimes I want them to take initiative, I just say, oh yeah, what do you want us to do now? So they take over the whole thing. But for the editing, I don't think I have never given out the editing of my work
To someone else.
to someone. It is because I believe that the part that you want to remove may be the part that I think will sell the story. You know, if you don't sit down
Because
with
at the end of the day, you are the storyteller.
yes.
So you're the one that decides how you want your story told.
So if I should just leave the video or leave the audio to someone and say, okay, help me to cut it, I don't really have time, and they remove something, you will never know where they removed because you were not there when they
were doing
editing it.
Which brings me to let's talk about the finances of this. I've heard so many diverse opinions and thoughts and viewpoints about the financial viability of being a digital content creator, a culture influencer, and a filmmaker. People say that it takes a long time for you to break even financially, that you have to spend and spend and spend and spend money, and you might not necessarily make that same money back, while some other people say it's very easy. Once you start doing it and brands start to see you get booked and all this kind of thing happens, or you win some grants and you're on your way to being. Some people believe once you're popular, you've made it. So which one is it for you? Did you make it as you became popular, or was it a more gradual process?
When my works started getting attention,
Yeah.
I became more popular.
Okay.
And people started trusting my source. If I put out something, they trust what I put out.
Okay.
So first of all, I gained credibility.
Yeah.
And that in its own is even wealth. Because if you're able to gain credibility in this area of what we do, it helps other projects that you're going to put out there.
That is true. Yeah. That's true.
But becoming popular doesn't even translate into making money. Yes, because you make some of these videos, you put them online. Who is paying? That's like the first question people should ask. Who pays for these things that they are watching? So after they watch the
Good
video,
question.
Do they donate back to the person that has just feed them? Some videos you take like 10, 20 days. Some stories even go for 1 year. You're working on them, looking for the person you want to talk to, and you put everything together in a 10 minutes video. And people watch it and then say, well done.
Yeah.
And that's the end. So, and there is something about being a storyteller in this part of the world, is that I believe that if you can make it to the top if you can become popular by continuously putting your work out there, it also means that you can double your finance.
Okay.
You just need to also look inward, outward, and also look at all the factors surrounding you.
The situation, yeah.
So now, immediately our videos started getting attention.
Yes.
We were financing most of these videos with our 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Because
which is what a lot of creative people do. You get a 9 to 5 so that you can fund your passion.
People have been asking that, how do you even fund these videos?
Yeah.
Those videos, when I started, I was doing 9 to 5, I was doing social media manager work. And it is the money that I get from these places that I say,
used to fund that.
We are going to put this money aside and fund this work. And some people told me about YouTube making, like if you put your videos on YouTube,
Monetization.
of course, it does not happen immediately.
No.
You go for this, it is
I
even
mean, you
years.
need thousands of views to
Yes.
make any sort of
On
reasonable
YouTube, I think it's
income.
4,000. You need 4,800 watch hours, and then
Wow.
1,000 subscribers to get qualified into the YouTube partnership program. Before you can even say,
you want
to make money. You can.
Yeah.
You may have probably put like 100 videos on that platform before this happens to you.
Because they count your watch hours and your
get it.
subscribers.
Though some people get it easily, but there are ways that you do all those things. But me,
Okay.
I built myself from ground up.
Yeah.
And it was just gradual. So after some of these videos became popular, we started building gradually how to sustain our income. We're still doing 9 to 5. I was still doing 9 to 5. And then from 9 to 5, I started exploring other things. I started doing photography, doing documentary photography, getting paid to come and cover documentary works for people. And then we're doing videography. While we're doing all those videos online, we're also doing commercial videography works.
Okay.
So it was...
So you're not like fully 100% dependent on just what you're doing online.
Because it wasn't making money. it was making applause for me. Like it was...
it was getting attention. But
it was not making money directly into my pocket. So I had to go and work for my own money to come and finance it. Do you get what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So now, these days, we start putting videos on YouTube.
Okay.
Some, at a point, it depends on how much people watch this video, and depends on where they are even watching the video from, that determines these things. And now, we also bank on our partnership with brands and then our commercial works. Because still, I am still a commercial videographer or photographer.
It sounds like one job, but multiple streams of income.
You have to be on your toes every time. In fact, for every story that you do, your dream just becomes bigger.
Yeah.
Because you want to do better than the last one.
Than the last thing you did.
And every day when you check the market for gadgets, it's very
crazy.
expensive.
So how do you buy your gadgets now? What do you have? What don't you have? Do you have everything that you think you need or you want?
So currently I have resources that can help me tell a very good story.
Okay.
But I am still always in pursuit of
something bigger.
What is the technology saying now? What is new? Because every day, even if you say you are satisfied with what you have, the people who are creating these gadgets, they are creating some that still have features that are better than the one that is in your hand.
That is true.
So
there's always an upgrade.
So I am looking to upgrade some of my gadgets. But what I have in my hand can tell very good story. And people will say, oh, well done. This is very good. This is lovely. It is even going to win awards when necessary.
Talking about gadgets, let me ask you this question before we wrap it up. AI now, people are saying that AI is about to threaten the work of photographers, video makers, content creators generally. I have seen some of the products of AI. For example, the Google VEO3, I've seen the outputs. Google's Notebook LLM, I've seen the output, what it can do in terms of audio work. 11 Labs is allowing people to clone voices. There are so many image generators right now. So people are worried, content creators are worried. Some are even trying to sue some of these AI companies, for all sorts of infractions, or real or imagined. So do you feel threatened that AI might take away your job?
I've never been threatened by AI.
Why?
Because I will use AI.
Okay.
AI cannot use me now.
wait, say that again. You will use AI.
I will use AI cannot use There's no way AI can use me.
But AI can train AI models on your work. They can use your job to train AI.
If you use my work or job to train AI, can AI on its own walk into a J market and see that this man that is sitting down, there's a story here. No matter
I feel you.
No matter the level of intelligence that AI posts to possess, there are certain things that it cannot do. You have to
Yeah.
use the tool. You use AI tool to better your
So you're not
storytelling.
against AI at all. You're not against using
I have
AI.
used AI to clean audio before.
Well, I mean, I
So
get it.
there is no way I would be threatened about. There are some audios that when you come back from the feed and then you get inside, you see that oh, there's so much noise in this audio.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first AI tool that I used was Adobe Audio Enhancer.
Okay.
Like if you record, then I introduced it to the guys at the radio that I used to work. That if you go and record an audio in the market and
Yeah.
there are so much background noise,
Yeah.
if they are speaking Yoruba, the AI will clean it easily because it cannot. The AI cannot get their cannot really understand the
The
language,
language. So the
so
AI
it will not utter.
interprets it as noise and it just cleans
So it
it.
just clean the other background noise. So it focuses on the one that is very
That is,
dominant.
yeah, that he understands or it understands as
You
speech.
get, so it just clean out the.
Interesting.
So I used that one and then I introduced it to my
To your team.
colleagues at work.
Yeah.
And also, even if you are making videos these days, you want to depict
Scenes.
certain scenes.
Yeah.
You can easily go to the AI prompt and tell it, please generate a cartoon-like figure drinking, sitting, or fighting with this, and you would incorporate it into your video.
And that doesn't bother you.
No, it helps to enhance the story. It doesn't take anything away from the story.
Because some people might say that, okay, why do we need to make videos if, for instance, that video in OJ Market, I also make a video in OJ Market or something. I can sit down and write the prompt and get it out.
Even if you write the prompt for a scene like that in OJ Market,
Yeah.
the problem is that the AI is good, but if you go and watch some of those videos, they don't really have genuine reactions of people from the market.
Because sometimes it feels like everything moves at a certain pace. Sometimes it feels like
They're kind of slow.
They don't
draggish.
have a soul.
You get it.
Even the ones that are normal, I've seen some new ones that are like very normal pace now. It's not slow like those early ones.
And
But there's a vacancy in the eyes.
that you just know that no, this is not real.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the background, there are reasons why we go outside to go and make things. There are reasons why when people say, "Oh, I want to come to the studio to do my own interview," no, you tell them, "I
Let's
want
do
to
it
come
outside." Yeah, to
to
where
the
you are.
environment." The reason why I tell people I have to be in the environment to come and do your story is because your environment adds to the storytelling.
That is true.
People need to see what that environment looks like. The AI is not even accurate to those things. It can't even be, I'm sorry. Even if it tries now, it can't. Yes. AI, for all the pictures of people that AI tries to generate, some of them, when they see their picture, they know it's not them, but they try to console themselves and say, oh.
Yeah, because
still
there was a time I experimented one of those image generators and I used a reference photo. So when the picture came out, of course, it looked like a very odd version of the reference. So I asked the AI that this is not the picture I sent to you. And it replied that because of privacy policy, they're not allowed, it's not allowed to directly replicate someone's face. But we have seen, depending on the AI platform you use, this particular platform I was using said because of their own internal privacy policies and rules, they're not allowed to replicate someone that exists, someone's face, the same,
in the same way.
Yeah, in the same way, exactly. But then we've seen people use these other image generators to create all sorts of images, including world leaders and celebrities.
And they look exactly like them.
Not particularly.
Some look like them, some
you can
really
clearly see, but some are not accurate. And I think that there's also a weakness with AI. The more you change, for instance, if maybe the image is generated or an audio is generated and there's an error and you want to fine tune and you try to regenerate, it never gives you the exact same thing. It can either change their expression, change their hair, change what they're wearing. You just never get a consistency.
Me, I have never ever been threatened by the invention of AI. Because even look at this room that we are in. And if even you want to use AI to recreate this scene, it is someone that will still prompt AI.
Yeah, there's still a human being that needs to come and say do.
There's an
Yeah.
human influence in the
Yeah.
use of AI.
That
So
is
that's why
true.
you shouldn't get threatened about AI. What you should be worried about is you not updating your knowledge.
Exactly. Can you use AI in your field?
Exactly. So you need to find if people are using AI now, you should try and maybe it's not necessary that you want to use it at that point in time, but you should try and invest your knowledge into that AI learning
I
and say,
agree.
oh, what are you people using this AI for?
I agree.
Because one day it probably would come in handy and you would be able to use it
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah.
But saying AI would give you a very live-in or outside human experience, it is not 100% possible. It can only try, but it can never be accurate. There is a way human beings react
That
that
the machine cannot
the machine
replicate.
cannot recreate it.
Yeah.
There are certain human emotions that
Yeah.
the machine can never interpret.
That is true.
Ah,
That is true.
láyé kò lè bá.
So finally, Ayo Adams,
Yeah,
what are
baby.
you looking at now in the next couple of years? Where do you think that this thing that you're doing is heading to? What are your plans? What are your dreams? What's the future looking like?
So thank God we are still very much on this part because it's
Yeah.
been a long way coming.
Mm.
And these days I am trying to, in fact, I have been doing that. I've been mentoring young people,
Oh, okay.
you know, helping some. If you have interest in video editing, I try to mentor you and guide you to do that. If you
Okay.
want to do videography, I try to help them to do videography. So I'm trying to help more people. I'm trying to, in fact, I've been talking about taking the mentoring project to secondary school students for
That's such
boys.
a good idea.
So we want to, work with boys in secondary school
Yes.
to
So get
introduce
them
digital skills and
interested,
get them interested in things like
exactly,
this.
and focus them early.
You get what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and away from that one, we are also introducing more programs, more initiatives that youth can be part of, like our Yoruba Party. We have a Yoruba Party,
Okay.
and then we are also in collaboration with Atelewo now. I'm doing a playhouse. Like
Okay.
we're trying to run a playhouse for people who are interested in theater
In theater.
and all of that.
Okay.
And now, me, I'm very much on the road. Every day now, I see little story I tell. I see big story I do
You
it.
tell, yeah.
I'm every day on the road now, telling different stories and trying to rediscover myself. So let's say in the years to come, which I believe that we're going to be successful with, we will be able to have a place that people can come to, like a hub. That's our goal.
Yeah.
In fact, that's my own goal actually. That this place we have set it up for you so that you can come and use our facilities
Yeah.
to get on your feet.
Yeah.
Maybe probably it could the entry idea may be you apply and tell us why we have to
Yeah.
let you come here.
So like an incubator.
You get it. So
Yeah.
that's our plan. And then I believe that it's still very much possible because I have been working with some friends that they are really visionary. People like Ibrahim. Ibrahim, he sees the vision with you. And when you tell him, yeah, and we're planning a short film. So
Okay.
we intend very soon, we intend to go back to some of our old Yoruba novels. Some of those novels, no, some people do not know that the best crime stories, love stories are hidden in some
They're
Yoruba
hidden in
novels.
a lot of those Yoruba novels.
So
Yeah.
we are trying to look for some of those novels to talk to some of the writers or the people who have the license to those stories.
Yeah. So you can get a screenplay.
To adapt them for short film
Yeah.
and work with them.
Yeah.
So that people can, see the beauty of these works
That
on
is
screen.
beautiful.
But it's a long time. It's a long journey, but I believe that it is possible.
Yeah.
So me, every day, I wake up and I still believe that this story is going to change everybody's life. Yes. Because we have done the ones that have changed people's lives. So I still believe that, okay, if we wake up tomorrow again, if we wake up today, the one that we'll do today or the one we'll do next, it has to change someone else's life. So I wake up now every day believing that if I do not touch my laptop and edit something, I am putting someone's life honored. Yes.
Because there are people who just can't wait to see what you drop.
So if you put it out, because I have works that I have put out there, and it helps someone gain access to admission opportunity.
Wow.
It helps a family to come back again. It just helps individual, help community to find their feet. So that's why we keep doing it every day. Me now, I am still going to attend more festivals.
Yeah.
And these days, I have started showing people that we are not just covering Southwest too. Yes, in fact,
It's very important.
some people are surprised that I can speak English. So I have decided to, in
Wow.
places necessary,
Yeah.
to speak English where necessary.
I like that. Where necessary.
To speak English where necessary. It's not because I am not trying to appeal to anybody. I'm going to speak my Yoruba. But we have to do it because there are some people that you meet, they can't speak your own native language. So you have to meet at a level ground. And it
just
is always
communicate.
English language. So you have to do it to them.
That is true. That is true.
It's a lot of work, but every day I believe that even the gadgets that we cannot buy now, there is always a project that would help us to do that. Or there are people that would see what we've done and they would want to probably invest in it. Because I cannot lie, people have helped us this far.
Yeah.
It is not about me alone. It's not even because I am good enough. Because I have to first of all thank a lot of people that see our work who come across our works on the internet and decide to react and share it. If they don't share it, the work is going nowhere.
That's true.
So me, I owe all of them thank you every day, because this work doesn't have a retirement plan. You don't retire from storytelling.
No, you never.
Yes, you don't retire from storytelling.
Yeah.
And every time you just discover new mediums to do the story. So I really, really want to appreciate everybody for the support. Maybe it was in cash you helped us. Maybe you just helped us by liking or by sharing or by saying, well done. RLR.
It's still support.
It's actually helped.
Anyway, thank you, Ayo Adams.
It was a good time speaking to you.
It's been a good conversation.
You've been listening to the Minding Your Business Africa podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and rate us on your streaming platforms. Minding Your Business Africa is produced by Africa Talks Network. Our executive producers are Fola Folayan and Nelly Kalu. Royalty-free music provided by Melody Loops. Mixing and mastering by Fola Folayan.